You're tuned into the VSX Digital Sports Network.
You are rocking with the hottest. Put your hands up for the boss. The Mixmaster is live. Get ready.
You're listening to the boss of the big boy. JP the Tech Ass. Vegas Scoreboard Express. Giving you that grease.
That's right. I woke up this morning and I looked at the schedule. It's the NFL, VSX Digital Sports Network, NFL Pro Football Sunday. Back at you live here, KSHP 107.1 FM, AM 1400. Thank you guys so much for tuning in this morning. I brought him back today. We're going to go over that college football and give you some more picks. Ronny B, king of the Rampart Casino over in Summerlin. Good morning, Ronny. How you doing?
Good morning, JB. Doing good this morning.
Glad to have you back with us. College football was on deck yesterday. Some dogs were barking. A couple of dogs ended up in the pound, but we're going to tell you where the cash is at today in pro football. I want to give a shout-out to my friends over at Fubo TV, hooking us up yesterday with that big Fubo TV screen. Thank you guys so much. The Colorado game, give a shout-out to the Colorado Buffaloes. Getting it done, Shadur Sanders, showing why he should be the number one pick in this upcoming NFL draft, at least the number one quarterback taken. Also on the half hour, got my main man, John Ryan, Predictive Sports Betting Playbook and RotoWire.com. Going to be stopping back by the big board to give you some grease. And my main man, Mark Hayes, going to be stopping by later on to talk to you about the Rams game and the Raiders game. So a lot of football today. Dogs are barking, folks. I want you to keep it locked here with me. Stay tuned. You heard Ronny B clearing his throat. It's time for us to put it together and get that money.
You're listening to the boss of the big four. Yeah, I know. JP the Tech Ass. Vegas Scoreboard Express. Giving you that grease. Can't help yourself. Skip your cable bill this month and join the action with JB and Fubo TV. Get 7 days free, 15% off your first month. No credit check, no deposit, no installation hassle. Go to FuboTV.com/JB. Sign up, download the app, and start watching games.
Enjoy being a subscriber after the first month. Easy cancellation anytime. Regional restrictions apply. Sign up at VegasScoreboardExpress.com.
You're tuned into the VSX Digital Sports Network.
You are rocking with the hottest. Put your hands up for the boss. The Mixmaster is live. Get ready.
You're listening to the boss of the big ball. Break on through to the other side. JB the Tech Ass.
Back at you live, JB the Ticket, Vegas Scoreboard Express. My main man Ronny B is on the line with me. We're about to break through to the other side. NFL Sunday, Week 3. We're going to be giving you the dogs that are barking to put the cash in your pocket. Thank you guys so much for tuning back in this morning. Giving you a little bit of the doors. Some Morrison, because we got to break on through. Telling you the dogs were barking in college football yesterday, but there was a couple of dogs that just didn't pull it out. Don't know what was going on with that. Ronny, let's give a recap. We want to go over the first game that we gave out yesterday. You said you gave it over to your clients. Actually, we gave it at the end of the show. The Oklahoma State Cowboys. I don't know what happened with those guys. Woo! Got tore up, man. These guys couldn't get the job done. We're coming into this game poised. They were, I think, -4, -3, and then they ended up getting wiped out. Ronny, let's talk about it yesterday. Hopefully you were able to make it up with your clients. We did see that Michigan got that win over USC by a field goal. I know you had that on the list I was looking at, but talk a little bit about Oklahoma State, though, because Utah was able to get it done again. The Utah Utes 22-19, winning by a field goal over Oklahoma State. Talk to us.
Yeah, it was a good game. It's unfortunately, I think Oklahoma State came in thinking that they had the advantage because Rising wasn't playing. But it was a close game. It could have gone either way. We lost by a field goal on that one, but we made it up during the day. But, yeah, Oklahoma State let us down yesterday.
There you go. Oklahoma State let you down. Talking about that game yesterday, shout out to my folks over at Denver Sports Betting, Mile High Sports Radio over in Denver. My main man, Gilbert Riley and Ryan Garcia, they were talking about it. They were at the game last night. Colorado, the Buffaloes got it done. What a fashion they got it done in as well. It was interesting because right before Shedeur threw that dime of a pass to get in the end zone, one play before that, he hit a kid in the numbers. He dropped it. But then they gave the grease with that highlight of Cordell Stewart pulling off some Colorado QB / magic himself, and then Shedeur was able to do that, and then the defense was able to hold up. Shout out to the Colorado Buffaloes. I know I've been giving him a hard time. Looking at the replays right now, yeah, that was number 14 who just, it went right through his chest there. And Shedeur's a great quarterback. He drops a lot of dimes. He hits guys where he wants to go. One thing I will say, though, is I think he targets Travis Hunter a little bit too much. Now, that's not taken away from Travis Hunter. The guy's got magnets for hands. He's got glue in the gloves. He catches a little bit of everything, but there were a couple of times that Horn Jr. was on the X route coming on the back seam side, making that slant wide open, and he didn't see him. So just one of the critiques that I have with Shedeur is maybe it's because of the offensive line, but I don't think he goes through his progressions very well. Your thoughts on that? Go ahead.
Well, I'll tell you, I watched the game a little bit there at the beginning. I didn't catch the end, but I heard about it. I didn't play the game, as I talked about yesterday, because it was a toss-up, and I thought Baylor's defense would be a little stronger than it was. But I got to give credit to the Buffs. They played well yesterday, and in the pressure time, they came through with the clutch plays.
There you go, the Buffaloes getting it done. Colorado, first Big 12 win in overtime. And we'll make it happen. John Ryan's here chomping at the bit. So we'll go ahead and take a short commercial break. We'll bring him on and jump into this NFL. Telling you, today is a big day. You got the Raiders, got a chance to get 2 wins on the books, going up against the hapless Carolina Panthers, but Carolina has made a change at quarterback. We'll talk about it when we come back from this short commercial break. And then the flagship team here on KSHP, the Los Angeles Rams, trying to bounce back today versus the San Francisco 49ers. Going to be an interesting day in the NFL. And again, you guys keep it locked here with me, JB the Ticket, Vegas Scoreboard Express, because we're going to do one thing when we get back. My main man, John Ryan, Predictive Sports Betting Playbook, and RotoWire.com, along with Ronnie B from the Rampart Casino here in Las Vegas, giving you grease. Let's get the money.
You're listening to the boss of the big ball, JB the Ticket. Vegas Scoreboard Express, giving you that grease.
STN Sports is the only sports betting app you need this season. STN Sports has it all. In-play betting, mobile parlay cards, the Play Plus card to fund and withdraw from anywhere in Nevada, and the latest lines on every game. STN Sports even lets you earn rewards on every bet. Safe and easy betting from your phone or tablet. Go to StationCasinoSports.com or sign up at any Station Casino, Fiesta Wildfire, or the El Cortez. Details at the sportsbooks.
Skip your cable bill this month and join the action with JB and Fubo TV. Get 7 days free, 15% off your first month. No credit check, no deposit, no installation hassle. Go to FuboTV.com/JB. Sign up, download the app, and start watching games.
Enjoy being a subscriber after the first month. Easy cancellation anytime. Regional restrictions apply. Sign up at VegasScoreboardExpress.com.
You're tuned into the VSX Digital Sports Network.
Time over.
More fire, more heat. You're listening to the boss of the big ball, JB the Ticket. Vegas Scoreboard Express. Turn that shit off. Giving you that grease.
JB the Ticket, Vegas Scoreboard Express, back at you live here, waking you up in Las Vegas and around the world. KSHP AM 1400, 107.1 FM. Brought him back on the line with me, my main man, John Ryan, Predictive Sports Betting Playbook, and RotoWire.com joining us this morning at the VSX Digital Sports Network, a.k.a. the Big Board. Good morning, John. How you doing?
I'm doing good. JB, how are you?
I'm doing great. Got the NFL on deck here. You hear a little bit of that grease dropping. You know it's about to get hot. Going over some college football yesterday. My main man, Ronny B, King of the Rampart, on the other line with you. Ronny, you still there? Go ahead.
I'm still here, JB.
All right, perfect. Getting ready to get lined up today, guys. We got a couple of games on deck. I sent both of you a couple of titles that we wanted to look at today, so we'll go ahead and get into it. Again, you guys don't miss these games live on Fubo TV. Go to FuboTV.com. That's going to hook you up where you need to be. 15% off, 7 days, absolutely free. Not going to be costing you a lot of money. And, of course, no credit check, no deposit, and no installation hassle. So that's a very important thing for you guys to realize today, jumping into this NFL weekend here, talking about these Texans. The Houston Texans want to jump into this one. Rotation number 455. Houston Texans -1. I think that bumped up a little bit by game time today when we sent this out to you on a Wednesday, versus rotation number 456. The Vikings, a resurgence in Sam Darnold at quarterback, the USC product. He's been balling. He's got these guys playing well. He's got a great target in the wide receiver Justin Jefferson. So we want to talk about this game today. John Ryan, I'm going to throw this one over at you. When you look at the Houston Texans this year, last year they were a breakout year. DeMeco Ryan, again, first-year head coach. You had the dynamic rookie in C.J. Stroud, but now they're not sneaking up on anybody. And if you want to take a look at it, some books are allowing you to buy the Texans to the dog position. But, John Ryan, what say ye? How do you like this game? Minnesota +1, take that even money, +110 money line. Interesting total, 46.5. Go ahead.
You know, the Texans are loaded. They're a team right now that is on my radar that, you know, you might want to put some pizza money on to win the Super Bowl. I'm not kidding around. They have it all together on both sides of the ball. I think if they stay healthy, of course, they're only going to get better and better. They're certainly not intimidated by the Vikings. And I think they come away with a pretty easy win today. It's not my top bet of the day, but it's definitely going to be bet as a 5-unit play. And just a simple little money line play here, too, is to bet against any team, this being the Vikings, that is coming off an upset win as a home underdog. And that is what happened last week with Minnesota. So they're in a terrible situation, 67-20, 76% winners going, betting against the Vikings since 1983. So I like Texans quite a bit, JB.
There you go. He likes the Houston Texans. Again, you can get these games over at our friends at BetUS.com in a legal jurisdiction. Offer code VSX125 here. Houston Texans, rotation number 455. This is a tight spread, -1 on the spread, -120. And then you got the Minnesota Vikings today at home, who I think has a very good situation with Sam Darnold and Justin Jefferson. Ronny B, what say ye? Do you concur with John Ryan with the Texans, or are you leaning Vikings today? Go ahead.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm agreeing with him that the Texans are loaded on both sides of the ball, and Stroud is playing very well, very well. But Sam Darnold looked pretty good as well. He has the first couple games. He's got 4 touchdowns. He's only got a couple picks. His passer rating is at 111. So they're playing good. I think last week Frisco came in banged up a little bit, and that was the problem. Plus, Frisco hasn't won in Minnesota, I don't know when, and it's been since 94, I believe it was. So last week was pretty much laid out for Minnesota. This week, I think the Texans come in, and I think Stroud and Collins light it up, and I believe Texans cover this 2. I don't know. I see 2 on the board. It could be 1 or 2, but
different books are pricing it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's a short number based on last week's game with San Francisco.
Well, you got 2 2-0 teams. One's got to go down today. Again, watch this game live on Fubo TV. Not going to give a side on this myself. I'm going to enjoy it. It's too tight of a spread. I want to see if Sam Darnold can maintain his poise and his comeback in the NFL. Could be comeback player of the year, people. Be sure to look at that ticket if there's a rotation number. But you guys are right. The Houston Texans have a great head coach, great quarterback, young quarterback, and he's got some receivers around him who can do some good things. And not to mention that Houston Texans defense is playing pretty well going forward. Let's take a look at another game today that we were looking at, talking about those Detroit Lions. Again, the Detroit Lions. Wow. What a turnaround for that organization. They're going up against a young Arizona Cardinals team today. Again, Kyler Murray, has been playing lights out football. This guy's been focused. He seems like he's back to form, like he wants to get back under center. He's got a strong target today. Again, rotation number 469, the Detroit Lions, -3. A lot of even money on the board today. The books are cheap, a.k.a. expensive. You got to probably tie together a couple of parlays or make a couple of mortgage bets today based on where these lines are getting priced. You got Arizona today in the dog position, rotation number 470, the Cardinals +3, +134, 51.5. John Ryan, throwing this one over to you. Can the Detroit Lions defense contain Marvin Harrison Jr.? Because we saw what he was able to do last week. He got involved early. Okay, and when they got him involved early, they jumped out to that early lead. So when you go into that perspective, do you think maybe some in-game betting might be the prescription today to put cash in your pocket? John Ryan, go ahead.
I think that's a great way to approach this game, JB. I think if you like Arizona here, I have a lean on them, but I really would like to see Detroit get out of the gate first and score the first touchdown of the game, or score 2 field goals before Arizona scores. That's going to get a really, really good price, because the world is going to then think, well, Arizona, they are who we thought they were. They're not much better than last year, whatever their attitude is. And I think you'll see the in-game lines get some really, really good value when Arizona's behind. The danger with that, of course, is that they win the game start to finish, and you don't have a chance to bet them in-game. But I guess what I'm trying to say, too, is the most important thing with live betting is you have to have a plan in place, and disciplined plan in place before the game starts. If you go by the seat of your pants sitting at a bar, I could almost assuredly tell you you're gonna be a lot lighter in the wallet when you leave that bar.
That's right. You got to whip yourself into shape with some sports betting discipline. Ronnie B., your thoughts on this game? I've been taking a look at it for the past couple of weeks, and again, I like what the Arizona Cardinals can do this year on offense. The defense has been pretty serviceable as well, but when we take a look at the stats, the quarterback comparison, we've got some issues over in Detroit. Jared Goff, 52 of 83, 524 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions, looking like that pick monster is coming back on him. But Kyler Murray on the other side, coming back from the slow start to his career, injuries, 38 of 52, 428 yards, 4 touchdowns, and no picks. I hate interceptions, especially pick sixes. So we got a dog today here home at Barkin. I like the Arizona Cardinals to keep it close. Take the points +3. If you can buy it up to a touchdown, that's going to be good as well. I do worry about the Detroit Lions defense. But Ronnie B., your thoughts on this one? And one of you guys got a little bit of background noise. Go ahead.
Okay, it's not me on the background, but anyhow, this game here, I looked at it all week, and I gave it out as a client play. I like this game a lot, and let me give you the reasons why. I'm going to lean on the Detroit Lions, okay? Everything you just stated with Goff, he's got 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions, a passer rating 69. Then you look at Murray. He's got 4 touchdowns, no picks. Passer rating 122. Off the board. Very good. They got Marvin Harrison playing like a rookie that's out of the sky. So, but then you look at the line. You got Detroit favored by 3. So I looked into that, and I'm trying to figure out why in the heck are they favoring Detroit when they're playing poorly, coming off a loss? Well, if you look and dig deep into the stats, you find out, I think, in the last 2.5 years, the Detroit Lions have not lost 2 games in a row. So I'm leaning Detroit, coming off a loss, and going with the stat that they don't lose back-to-back.
There you go. He's talking about head coaching position here. When you look at what Dan Campbell's been able to do for the Detroit Lions, I do agree that they have some resilience here, but when you look at that quarterback play, I can't put money on Goff. The guy is a pig monster. Going with that home dog. Respect your opinion there, Ronnie B., but I'm liking the Arizona Cardinals. If they've got it priced at +3, it's going to be a close game. And if the Arizona Cardinals can get out and get that first touchdown, get ahead early, they're already inside of that spread. Guys, we're going to take a short commercial break. When we come back, we're going to jump into some more NFL picks with you guys. Again, thank you so much for waking up here with me here in Las Vegas. JB the Ticket, Vegas Scoreboard Express. That's right. You hear the grease. Ronnie B., king of the Rampart Casino here in Las Vegas. Ronnie B., tell them where they can find you on the Instagram, the internet. I know you were saying you got clients. Tell them where folks can link up with you and get some of these picks that you're offering out there. Go ahead.
Yeah, look, we're on Instagram, Ronnie B, RONNYB 702. We put out a daily, every other day pick for free. And then you can reach us on Pay Advantage on the web. It's $29.99 per day, or you can sign up with a weekly play for $140 a week.
There you go, Ronny B, giving you guys some prices out there. John Ryan, Predictive Sports Betting Playbook. I know that you've got some program and some play over there on the East Coast, rocking on the Jersey Shore. Tell us where they can find you guys to put cash in their pocket. Go ahead.
Well, the number one place to go is on the X, and my tag is @JohnRyanSports and the number 1. And that's where I put a lot of free content that you can get every single day. I also have premium VIP stuff. I also have a 10-unit, very rare play, game of the month going today at 1 o'clock. If you send me a direct message, I'll give it to you for free. You can get a test drive of my research, and hopefully we win it big.
There you go, an exclusive offer from John Ryan here, Predictive Sports Betting Playbook, only on VSX. If you don't get a chance to hear the live show, about 30, 45 minutes after the live show, go to TuneIn, Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, you name it, I am there, and that offer will be available only until game time. So you guys got to, would you say, John, DM you at John Ryan Sports and the number 1 on the X-Bird, right?
That is correct.
There you go, guys. Let's go ahead and get that money.
You're listening to the boss of the big board.
Is your dog suffering from a sensitive stomach? Hi, it's Kelly the Cookie Lady from Mooch's Munchies. Our dogs had super sensitive tummies, and I needed to find a low-fat treat that wouldn't give them gas or other issues. Most of the treats on the market were loaded with fillers, chemicals, and chicken fat. Many of them weren't even food. Well, I knew I could do better, so I developed Mooch's Munchies, and I'm happy to be able to share them with you. Stop by our store or our website, moochesmunchies.com, and find out why we say that Mooch's Munchies are totally pawsome.
Skip your cable bill this month and join the action with JB and Fubo TV. Get 7 days free, 15% off your first month. No credit check, no deposit, no installation hassle. Go to FuboTV.com/JB. Sign up, download the app, and start watching games.
Enjoy being a subscriber after the first month. Easy cancellation anytime. Regional restrictions apply. Sign up at VegasScoreboardExpress.com.
More fire, more heat.
You're listening to the boss of the big ball, JB the Ticket. Giving you that green. Vegas Scoreboard Express.
Always spitting that explosive fire.
Back at you live, JB the Ticket, Vegas Scoreboard Express. My main man, John Ryan, Predictive Sports Betting Playbook. And a Ronny B from the Rampart Casino. Guys, getting you that grease in here. NFL Pro Football Sunday. Got the picks here on deck. Just saw him rolling into studio. My main man, Mark Hayes, going to be talking that Rams and Raiders, representing that West Coast in a couple of minutes here. But guys, jumping back into the grease. Interesting game today as well on the line. Again, you can watch them live on Fubo TV. Also got you hooked up at Paramount Plus. That's right, Paramount Plus. Go to jbtheticket.com. Paramount Plus can also hook you up with the NFL on a CBS. So, guys, let's jump back into it. Rotation number 459, the Philadelphia Eagles in the dog position today, plus 125, plus 115. I've seen it going down live, going up against those very exciting and very strong New Orleans Saints. I guess they're trying to get to the Super Bowl in their city. As you know, the big game is going to be hosted down in the Big Easy. And today it's a tough line, though. The Saints -3, total 49.5. Throwing this one over to you, Ronny B, to get started. Do you think the Eagles can bounce back from that tough Thursday night loss or Sunday night loss? Or was it Monday night? I know they costed us some money. That much I know. I think it was Monday night. Short week for the Eagles. I don't like betting on teams that come back in a short week, especially in a dog position, expecting to win against a team as hot as the New Orleans Saints. You talk about Alvin Kamara. You know, he was doing a little bit of work in the elevator out here in Vegas, too. But he's busting through the line the same way. And I'm telling you right now, there's no way that I feel that Alvin Kamara can get stopped today. I'm not seeing a lot of defensive prowess coming out of the Philadelphia Eagles. As you know, Hassan Reddick went up to the Jets. He's still not signed. I don't know if he's going to be playing, but the Jets were able to get that win. this past Monday night. So, again, the Philadelphia Eagles, man, costing people money. Do you think they're a dog that's barking? Go ahead.
JB, the Eagles did me well on Monday because I had Atlanta. I just don't like the team right now. I don't think the chemistry's there. They're missing their wide receiver, Brown. And it's just, I think they're in turmoil. It's just not, the coaches are losing the team already in the second week. They were up in the roar for the way he called the plays at the end of the game. And the Eagles opened up this line at -2. Now the Saints have flipped it to -3. I watched the Saints play the Cowboys last week. Amazing what they did last week. I don't know if they can continue this, but they got 2 of the top-rated linemen on offense right now. And they're just playing very well together. Derek Carr is lighting it up. He's got 5 touchdowns already. And he's just I'm not playing the game on either way because the Eagles are talented. The Saints are on a roll. But if I had to lean it, I'd have to go with the Saints at home the way Carr's playing right now.
There you go. He likes the Saints at home. Short spread for the Saints. Again, last week, Alvin Kamara, 4 touchdowns, and these guys were out way outside of their spread. John Ryan, throwing this one at you. Do you think the Saints keep it rolling? I personally think they're motivated because the big game is down in the Big Easy. And when you have the type of team they have, Derek Carr had that opportunity over here in Las Vegas when the big game was here. And we know what happened. Yeah, whatever. But we'll get into the Raiders game later on today. But I think the Saints are going to run away with this one. I don't know if the Eagles head coach is going to be able to keep the team. I agree with what Ronny B is saying. I'm not a big fan of the personnel. I like the fact they picked up Saquon Barkley, and he had a great game against the Giants. But what happened against the Falcons, a team that I don't think could even sniff the playoffs this year, was just atrocious. I thought the Eagles were going to be knocking down the Falcons. But go ahead, John Ryan.
Well, it's interesting, to say the least, watching that Monday night game. I actually thought I was losing because I was on the Falcons. But then there was like a sliver of hope there at the end that I thought they're going to run Barkley twice. And then if they score, I lose. But if they make the first down, Atlanta's out of timeouts. There'll be 40 seconds on the clock, and they'll take a knee. And that's what I was hoping for. And then when I saw the pass play, I think I almost fell out of my chair. I just was so stunned that they ran that play. Barkley actually is a great runner, but he does have one of the highest drop rates of any running back the last couple of years. Now, granted, that might be Daniel Jones and not good chemistry, but Sirianni's made some really bad calls. The reliability on analytics is driving me nuts. You know that I'm an analytics guy, right?
There you go.
But if you're in a low-scoring game in the second quarter and the chart tells you that you should go for it on 4th and 4,
right.
There's not one stat in the world that anybody could show me from my friends at MIT or Berkeley or anywhere that would tell you to go for in a low-scoring game. It's a high-scoring game like we saw with James Madison in North Carolina yesterday. Yeah,
UNC. We're not going to get into that. But, yeah, go ahead.
So I'm ranting here a little bit. Apologize, Ronny, for stealing the airtime here.
Oh, no. This is what VSX is about. Keep it going. You guys are dropping grease. Go ahead.
Yeah, I like the Eagles today, believe it or not. I know it's a stretch, but playing away from Philadelphia is probably the best thing in the world for this team coming off that type of loss. And the defense is ranked 32nd in the NFL against the run. Now, there's a little bit of pride with these guys because they are pro athletes and they, have pride. They don't play just to, play the game. So I think you're going to see the defense really rise to the occasion today. The other point I'll make, too, is that the Saints have a yards per point ratio of about 8.5, which is just incredibly good, but it's not sustainable. So no team in the last 30 years has ever gone a whole season under 11 in yards per point. There could be a little bit of regression, but I still think the Saints are going to play well. I just think the Eagles they know the situation now, and they're on the road, away from the fans, away from the media. And last but not least, there's an algorithm, 42-20 for 68%. They're on road dogs priced between 2.5 and 6 points. The dog went under their team total in the previous game, and the dog is coming an upset loss to a conference foe at home.
There you go.
That's the Eagles.
I appreciate that. John Ryan, Predictor Sports Betting Playbook, giving you guys Normally something you'd have to pay for, dropping a lot of grease. John, I know you got to get out of here in the next couple of minutes. Thank you so much for dropping that grease. Ronnie B, any final thoughts on that Eagles game? And then when we come back, guys, we're going to jump into the West Coast. We got the 49ers Rams. Mark Hayes is going to be stopping by here with me and Ronnie B. And, of course, we got the Raiders versus who are the Raiders playing? Oh, that's right, the Carolina Panthers. Oh, boy. Raiders are at home today. They better win. Ronnie B, final thoughts on that Eagles game. Shout out Linwood, Hard Rock, Hamilton, too. Former Philadelphia Eagle, Edmonton Elk. Big fan of the show. Go ahead.
I think it's a game to watch and enjoy. I don't really think it's a game to wager on today, but I like it as far as entertainment goes. I think the Saints are going to run up and down the field.
There you go. Saints are going to run up and down the field. Again, John Ryan, Predictive Sports Betting Playbook. Before you get out of here, any final shout-outs? Go ahead.
Well, I'll tell you, I agree with Ronnie, and no pun intended, but they're going to run them out of the building, and if the Eagles can't stop the run, then everything I just said is irrelevant. So maybe Ronnie's right. You watch the game and see how they're stopping the run, or if they're not, then you jump on the Saints.
There you go, talking about that end-game betting. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I think that's the key to the game. That the team that stops the run is going to be the team that wins. Also, find me at the X at John Ryan Sports 1. I'll give you my 10-unit game of the month today for free. Just send me a direct message, and the research is yours.
There you go. John Ryan, Predictive Sports Betting Playbook and contributor to RotoWire.com. Thank you so much for stopping by the big board today. Ronnie B, you stay on the line with me here, and coming up next, talking this Rams 49ers, Raiders, Carolina Panthers, station director and also football expert, former UNLV DB as well. His former team is ranked in the top 25. Talking about my main man, Mark Hayes. Not to mention, he's the host of the world-famous radio shopping show. You guys got to get some of these deals and keep it locked in with me. JB, the Ticket and Vegas Scoreboard Express. All money, all sports, no bull.
You're listening to the boss of the big ball, JB the Ticket. Vegas Scoreboard Express. Giving you that free. Skip your cable bill this month and join the action with JB and Fubo TV. Get 7 days free, 15% off your first month. No credit check, no deposit, no installation hassle. Go to FuboTV.com/JB. Sign up, download the app, and start watching games.
Enjoy being a subscriber after the first month. Easy cancellation anytime. Regional restrictions apply. Sign up at VegasScoreboardExpress.com.
Get ready to showcase your brand to the exploding sports betting and fantasy sports audience to elevate your business this season. Advertise on the VSX Digital Sports Network, broadcasting locally on KSHP and nationwide on iHeartRadio. Experience the power of digital and broadcast radio with great value, fast results, and no hassle. Reach a dedicated audience and watch your brand soar this season. Discover why VSX flagship show, Vegas Scoreboard Express Live, is rated #1 on GoodPod, 5 stars on Apple Podcasts, and top 5 on FeedSpot for best radio podcasts in Las Vegas. Get your brand in front of an engaged and loyal audience who are looking for the best sports advice and great offers. Advertise with VSX Digital Sports Network. Your success is our commitment. Visit VSXDigitalSportsNetwork.com or call 702-909-0585. Take your business to new heights this season. Don't miss out on this opportunity to connect your brand with sports enthusiasts across the nation with VSX Digital Sports Network. All money, all sports, no bull. Visit VSXDigitalSportsNetwork.com or call 702-909-0585. Log on or call today.
Yo. You're in the mix. Or else
You're listening to the boss of the big ball, JB the Ticket. Vegas Scoreboard. Giving you that green.
Back at you live, JB the Ticket, Vegas Scoreboard Express. My main man, Mark Hayes, in studio with me, talking some football. What's going on, Mark?
Good morning, brother. Happy Football Sunday.
That's right. That's right. Got the microphones up and running. Ronnie B still on the line with us over at the Rampart Casino. Ronnie B, how you doing?
I'm still here. Let's get it going.
There you go. Talking about this Raiders game today. Again, KSHP, AM 1400, 107.1 FM. Got a great board today. Shout out my main man, John Ryan, Predictive Sports Betting Playbook. Thanks him so much for coming on. Rodney Newple yesterday for that big pick telling you to take Clemson into college football. Normally we don't give out big favorites like that, but we're making it happen. Jumping back into this NFL, rotation number 465, the Carolina Panthers. Oh, boy. Plus 195. They're in a Chihuahua position today, but Chihuahuas can be feisty, but they're quite small. Rotation number 466, the Raiders got their first win on the road last week, beating the Baltimore Ravens of all teams here. -5 today at home, Allegiant Stadium. Total is 40. Mark Hayes, we'll go ahead and start with you. Do you like what the Raiders are doing this year? I mean, you see the first-year head coach, Antonio Pierce. Again, shout out for him to get his first head coaching win in the NFL, doing it in very good fashion on the road. I like what I saw to Gardner Minshew last week, but I'm still a little bit worried about that run game. Because I got the running back on my fantasy team, and I am about to go 0-3, and there's no one wanting to make a trade for me. So talk to me about what you think about that Raiders. I think that the offensive game can be effective, but if they can open up that run game, I need these guys to get more than 25 points today. That's what I need.
Yeah. One thing about the run game we got to look at, too, the Raiders have been trying to fix that offensive line. If you can't open up holes and let guys run through those holes, you can't call run plays. So I think the offensive line is probably the key, what they're trying to work on and trying to find those offensive linemen that can open up those holes, can stay on blocks. Right. And when they do that, they got three really good running backs, and I think they need to utilize them a little bit better in their passing game. Right. Those three guys are more like utility running backs. Right. They can run the ball, but they can also catch the ball at the back foot. They can line up as a receiver. So I think the way they're utilizing them right now, it doesn't mean they're going to be getting 100, 200 yards a game. Mm-hmm. You know, these guys have to be able to just help in the other areas until that running game starts to really open up. But right now, if people are looking at the Raiders and what they're doing offensively, now I think that running game can open up because a lot of teams are going to be trying to stop the pass.
There you go, looking at stopping that pass. Ronnie B, going back to you here. I want to talk to you. I know you got that background noise over at the Rampart, but again, that's why we give you here, guys, live from the casinos, making it happen here at Ronnie B. I want to talk to you about that quarterback change down in Carolina. They finally put Bryce Young on the bench. I told you guys a year and a half ago, and again, I'm not a hater. I've just been evaluating talent for over 20 years. This guy's not NFL capable. Arena football, yes. NFL, no. He's too small. Andy Dalton, the Red Rifle, coming back, trying to get a resurgence on his career in Carolina. I think we'll have some marked improved play today. +5, a touchdown. I think Andy Dalton improves this team at least 25-35% on the offensive side because Carolina hadn't been scoring anything. 2 touchdowns gets inside of that spread today for Carolina. Go ahead, Ronnie B.
Well, this is a game I think is fan-based. You're a fan of Carolina, you play them. You're a fan of the Vegas Raiders, you play them. They're both in rebuilding and structuring mode from top to bottom, and I just don't see anything that I can handicap on this game. You're right about Andy Dalton coming in. It gives them probably some stability, some experience that might help them a little bit. The line opened at 7, is down to 5, so when was the last time you saw the Raiders favored by 7 points? I don't recall. So it's one of those games, if you're going to lean, maybe you go with the experience to help balance it out. Obviously, the public is playing it. I just can't play the game just based on both teams.
There you go. Ronnie B said he can't play it. Going back over to you, your thoughts, Mark Hayes. When you look at what Andy Dalton is able to do, more experience, and Mark is like, no. Go ahead, Mark. Drop some grease on it. He's like, there's no way.
All right, so one thing, let's just lay out the Carolina Panthers, all right? This wasn't the Bryce Young's fault. This wasn't his problem.
Oh, okay.
Okay. They made the mistake up top. Tepper, the first, the owner.
I remember that we were talking about
this. You drafted the quarterback from Alabama. He's had 3 head coaches in 2 years.
That's right, yeah.
Okay, 3 head coaches in 2 years. Look at this, their whole formula. They gave up DJ Moore. They gave up Burns. They gave up all these players to draft Bryce Young to the Bears. And then you look at this other thing with the Carolina Panthers. They're in such a mess. Andy Dalton has been there a couple of years.
Oh, yeah.
And they haven't played him. They brought in Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, I
traded
remember that.
him.
Yeah.
What is Baker doing in Tampa?
Tampa Bay,
they
rocking and rolling.
Sam Darnold. Traded or cut him. Look at what he's doing in Minnesota.
This is
a bad Carolina team. Andy Dalton is not the savior. Andy Dalton cannot help this team because They need Andy Dalton. They need an offensive line, the running backs. They need a defense line. They need cornerback, and they need a new owner. So when you start looking at this team as a whole, Andy Dalton is not going to help this team. What Andy Dalton is going to do is he is going to make the same mistakes Bryce Young made, the same mental mistakes, the same physical mistakes. He's going to get sacked. He's going to throw interceptions. And we're going to see that on full display today because this is not a quarterback problem. This is a Carolina Panthers team problem. And when you look at, they got Dan Morgan as their player personnel GM, who was the linebacker that had no experience. They brought in Dave. Can't even pronounce his last name. The coach. They fired Frank Wright last year.
They did.
After 11 games. So this team and the ownership is a mess. They found a scapegoat, right? Bryce Young was a scapegoat. He's 2-16 in 18 games. You picked him first overall. You bench him, but you bench him for an Andy Dalton who hasn't played in this league since he was with the Cincinnati Bengals. And there's a reason he hasn't played in this league. He is kind of on that, what I always say, the good old boy backup quarterback.
There you go.
He'll stay in the league. He'll play. But now you put a lot of pressure on Andy Dalton. And when Andy Dalton doesn't win in the next 2 weeks, what do you do with Andy Dalton? Do you bench Andy Dalton and try to go back to Bryce Young? Bryce Young's confidence is shot. He don't want to play for Carolina no more. So now this is an ownership issue and an ownership problem, player personnel. When you lose all your players, one, you threw them over to the Chicago Bears and said, here you go. We're going to give you all these good first-round talent. They threw a player over to the Giants and Burns, who was their best defensive players. So they lost all their best players, and now they've thrown away their quarterback. They brought in a head coach or offensive coordinator that his running attack was 2.2 yards per game when he was running the offense. Okay, so you didn't bring any an offensive-minded coach that can help the quarterback or the running game. So now you set Bryce Young up for failure, and this here is Carolina is the worst team in the National Football League. They are the worst team in the National Football League, and I'm taking the Raiders. Fly, Raiders, fly.
There you go, Raiders. That Raiders defense, Mark, I agree with everything you just said here. I mean, the breakdown of the problems with the Carolina Panthers, I didn't know it was that deep. I think if Bryce Young, though, gets traded, I don't know where he could go, because I've seen this happen with quarterbacks over the last couple of years where you get with an organization, they start doing a lot of wild stuff. Look at the New York Jets. Let's talk about my New York Jets. These guys, you mentioned Sam Darnold, what he's doing over in Minnesota. So I agree with you there. When you've got a bad organization set up, and you know I haven't been a fan of Woody Johnson since you've known me, I don't feel that the Carolina Panthers are going to come in, though, and lay down. I think they're going to be able to try to produce something, because when you're on a bad team like this, you got to play for free agency. You know, you got to look. The trade deadline is coming up. Christmas is coming up. I think a lot of guys, like you said, are going to want to get out of there.
Nobody don't want to play in Carolina. Would you want to play in Carolina?
I mean,
you wouldn't want to play in Carolina. Okay? So right now, you telling me Andy Dalton is your best option at quarterback?
Oh, man. Brutal.
When you got 31 other teams that got really good quarterbacks, and it's a couple quarterbacks right now. I can name 2 quarterbacks that's not even playing right now that's better than Andy Dalton. Ryan Tannehill. I would go get Ryan Tannehill and bring him to the camp. Bring him in and let him play. At least he played last year. He was good with the Titans. And if anything, go get Joe Flacco. You know he played. So what he did with Cleveland last year, you're going to put Andy Dalton in. It's 2 things going to happen today with the Raiders. They're going to get after him. He's going to get sacked. May come up limping a little bit.
Max Crosby.
And then what do? You go to Bryce Young. His head
he's gone.
He's already a young guy. He's already up against the whole the stereotype of being a little quarterback. His height, his weight, his all these things.
Everything I don't like about it.
Then you bench him, okay? And then you bench him, and you might have to go back to him.
Oh man. Absolutely terrible. Mark Hayes dropping some grease today. He came in preaching. Reverend Mark Hayes, hallelujah, giving you that football grease. Telling you guys in Carolina, you got to get it together, because you coming out here to Vegas running into a big dog. Ronnie B here on the line. When we get back from this short commercial break, we're going to talk about it. Flagship team here, KSHP 107.1 FM, the Rams. They got to bounce back today, and I think they got a chance to do it because that 49ers team is not scaring me. And Brock Purdy, He is looking like a system quarterback. Ronnie B, any quick thoughts before we take this commercial break? Go ahead.
No, I can't follow up on that Raiders with Mark.
I told you, Reverend Mark Hayes dropping that grease. When we get back, guys, we got the best plays of the day. Keep it locked. Vegas Scoreboard Express. Let's get the money.
You're listening to the boss of the big ball, JP the Tech Guy. Vegas Scoreboard Express. Giving you that grease. Skip your cable bill this month and join the action with JB and Fubo TV. Get 7 days free, 15% off your first month. No credit check, no deposit, no installation hassle. Go to FuboTV.com/JB. Sign up, download the app, and start watching games.
Enjoy being a subscriber after the first month. Easy cancellation anytime. Regional restrictions apply. Sign up at VegasScoreboardExpress.com.
More fire, more heat.
You're listening to the boss of the big ball, JP the Tech Guy. Giving you that grease. Vegas Scoreboard Express. Always spitting that explosive fire.
JB the Ticket back at you live. My main man Mark Hayes on the line with me. Ronnie B here. Vegas Scoreboard Express. Me and Mark were talking a little bit on the pregame here about the situation down in Carolina. Carolina has lost its football luster. Did you see what happened yesterday to the Carolina Tar Heels? They lost to James Madison, a beatdown. Me and Mark were just talking about that. And then NC State getting absolutely obliterated by the Clemson Tigers. But again, guys, back with me live here. KSHP AM 1400. So glad that you're here with me. Let's talk about this Rams game, guys. Got about 5 minutes left before the end of the show. Again, Mark Hayes, thank you so much for coming in this morning to talk about it. Rotation number 473, the San Francisco 49ers, minus 6.5. Road favorite going down to Englewood. Always up to no good. Plus 250 for the LA Rams. Rotation number 474. Total is 43. Do you like the Rams to get a bounce back today? The 49ers were a little bit banged up last week. They had contract issues as well coming out of the spring and summer camps. So when you go into where the Rams are, Rams got some issues as far as weapons, okay? You got Cooper Kupp and not much else. Can they get some guys to step up today to keep this close within a touchdown? Go ahead, Mark.
Well, I think the Rams do bounce back. 49ers are decimated with a lot of injuries. McCaffrey is out. We know Mason kind of stepped in at running back. But Deebo Samuel and George Kittle are out today. So who is Brock Purdy going to lean on now, right?
Exactly.
Who is he going to lean on? You got Ayuk, who's still trying to making his way back. But who is going to be his safety net?
That's
it's always been Kittle. It's always been Deebo Samuel. And so now he's going to be without his stars. I think the Rams 0-2. They're going to be without Cooper Kupp. They're also going to be without Puka Nacua. So I think this is a game that the Rams can stay in that number. Whether they win that actual game, I do think they stay. And if I'm taking the points, I'm taking the Rams just because of the injuries that the offense has. And with Brock Purdy now, he don't really have – he's always kind of had that safety. And, felt, he was always kind of comfortable with McCaffrey, Deebo, and Kittle. He's going to be without all three today, right? And so now we're going to really see who the real Brock Purdy is and how they manage this game without those three stars. And I think the Rams bounce back. Their defense is playing well. But if I'm picking a team, I didn't bet on this game, but if I was betting on a bet man and I was betting on this game, I would take the Rams with that 6.5 just because of the fact that the 49ers offense is kind of decimated.
That's right. That's right. Ronnie B., your thoughts on that? Again, I agree with everything Mark Hayes said. 49ers don't have that top offense, and the Rams both, so that evens them out, and I always give an edge to the home dog here. Go ahead.
I'll tell you what. Deebo's out, Kittle's out, but Kupp is out, Puka's out. So who is Stafford going to throw to? I think the better defense is Frisco. I don't know about the number, but I do like the angle with the under. The total keeps dropping. I think San Francisco is going to hand the ball left to Mason, right to Mason, up the center to Mason. And then I think Frisco's defense is going to come in, and I think they're stronger right now than the Rams. The Rams are beat up on the offensive line, too. So I don't think the Rams have it right now. I think they're getting long in the tooth and they're hurt. So
there you go.
I'm gonna bet the under, but I'm not taking either side.
There you go. This is a totals play, people. Bet the under is the play here at VSX. Again, thank you guys so much for tuning in, listening here in Las Vegas. Ronnie B, any final shout-outs from the Rampart before you get your betting day started? Go ahead.
No, let's make some money today. I feel good about the Detroit Lions. I think that's my best bet of the day.
There you go. He likes the Detroit Lions. Mark Hayes here, Vegas Scoreboard Express. Thank you so much for stopping by. Radio Shopping Show each and every week, folks. He's got some deals, UNLV tickets, probably got some Raiders tickets kicking around. I know you got a lot of concerts. I think you got DJ Jazzy Jeff, Fresh Prince, all that classic 90s. Go ahead.
Hey, all right, so we are, like you said, JB, we are the home of the Los Angeles Rams, right here on AM 1400, 107.1 FM. You're driving around, you really can't get to a television. If they're going to be on TV, you can listen to the radio. So we want a big shout out to Los Angeles Rams to get a win today, and then also USC Trojans. And my best bet of the day is going to be the Saints. I'm flying high, David Carr and the Saints. I'm gonna take the Saints over the Eagles. I don't like what the Eagles are doing. I think their coach will be out, if not mid-season, by the end of this year. I'm going with the Saints.
There you go. He's going with the Saints. JB the Ticket, Vegas Scoreboard Express. Telling you guys I'm going with those hometown Raiders. I'm telling you, Allegiant Stadium, you guys better get it done. Better get it done. Money line, too. Not too bad of a price for you. So, again, thank you guys so much for stopping by the big board. We all say it together because you know what time it is. It's time to go do what? Let's get the money.
You're listening to the boss of the big board, JB the Ticket. Vegas Scoreboard Express, giving you that green.